The history of pharmacy as an independent science dates back to the first third of the 19th century. Before then, pharmacy evolved from antiquity as part of medicine. Prehistoric pharmacy. Paleopharmacological studies attest to the use of medicinal plants in prehistory. Antiquity. Many Sumerian cuneiform tablets record prescriptions for medicine. Ancient Egyptian pharmacological knowledge was recorded in various papyri such as the Ebers Papyrus of 1550 BC, and the Edwin Smith Papyrus of the 16th century BC. In ancient Greece, according to Edward Kremers and Glensona Decker, before, during and after the time of Hippocrates there was a group of experts in medicinal plants. Probably the most important representative of these rhizotmoi was Diocles of Carystus. He is considered to be the source for all Greek pharmacotherapeutic treatises between the time of Theophrastus and Dioscorides. The Greek physician Pedanius Dioscorides is famous for writing a 5-volume book in his native Greek pi epsilon rho iota upsilon lambda eta sigma iota alpha tau rho iota kappa 8 the sigma in the 1st century AD. The Latin translation De Materia Medica was used as a basis for many medieval texts, and was built upon by many Middle Eastern scientists during the Islamic Golden Age. The title coined the term materia medica. There is a stone sign for a pharmacy with a tripod, a mortar, and a pestle opposite one for a doctor in the Arcadian Way in Ephesus near Kusadasi in Turkey. The earliest known Chinese manual on materia medica is the Shenong Bensao Jing, dating back to the 1st century AD. It was compiled during the Han Dynasty and was attributed to the mythical Shenong. Earlier literature included lists of prescriptions for specific ailments, exemplified by a manuscript, recipes for 52 ailments, found in the Muamdui tomb, sealed in 168 BC. Further details on Chinese pharmacy can be found in the Pharmacy in China article. The earliest known compilation of medicinal substances in Indian traditional medicine dates to the 3rd or 4th century AD. In Japan, at the end of the Asuka period and the early Nara period, the men who fulfilled roles similar to those of modern pharmacists were highly respected. The place of pharmacists in society was expressly defined in the Taiho Code and restated in the Yoro Code. Ranked positions in the Priere and imperial court were established, and this organizational structure remained largely intact until the Meiji Restoration. In this highly stable hierarchy, the pharmacists, and even pharmacist assistants, were assigned status superior to all others in health-related fields such as physicians and acupuncturists. In the imperial household, the pharmacist was even ranked above the 2 personal physicians of the emperor. Middle Ages. In Baghdad, the first pharmacies, or drugstores, were established in 754, under the Abbasid Caliphate during the Islamic Golden Age. By the 9th century, these pharmacies were state-regulated. The advances made in the Middle East in botany and chemistry led medicine in medieval Islam substantially to develop pharmacology. Muhammad ibn Zakaria Razi, for instance, acted to promote the medical uses of chemical compounds. Abu al-Kashim al-Zahrawi pioneered the preparation of medicines by sublimation and distillation. His Libroservatrice is of particular interest, as it provides the reader with recipes and explains how to prepare the simples from which were compounded the complex drugs then generally used. Sabur ibn Sal was, however, the first physician to initiate pharmacopoeia, describing a large variety of drugs and remedies for ailments. Al-Biruni wrote one of the most valuable Islamic works on pharmacology entitled Kitab al-Sadala, where he gave detailed knowledge of the properties of drugs and outlined the role of pharmacy and the functions and duties of the pharmacist. Ibn Sina, too, described no less than 700 preparations, the properties, mode of action and their indications. He devoted in fact a whole volume to simple drugs in the canon of medicine. Of great impact were also the works by al-Maradini of Baghdad and Cairo, and Ibn al-Wafid, both of which were printed in Latin more than 50 times, appearing as the Medicini's Universalibus a Particularibus by Mathieu the Younger, and the Medicamentus Simplicibus by Abenguifen. Peter of Urbano translated and added a supplement to the work of al-Maradini under the title De Veneris. Al-Muwaffaq's contributions in the field are also pioneering. Living in the 10th century, he wrote the foundations of the true properties of remedies, amongst others describing arsenious oxide, and being acquainted with silicic acid. He made clear distinction between sodium carbonate and potassium carbonate, and drew attention to the poisonous nature of copper compounds, especially copper vitriol, and also lead compounds. He also describes the distillation of seawater for drinking. In Europe, pharmacy-like shops began to appear during the 12th century. In 1240, Emperor Frederick II issued a decree by which the physicians and the apothecaries' professions were separated. In Europe, there are old pharmacies still operating in Dubrovnik, Croatia, located inside the Franciscan monastery, opened in 1317, and one in the town hall square of Tallinn, Estonia, dating from at least 1422. The oldest pharmacy is claimed to be set up in 1221 in the Church of Santa Maria Novella in Florence, Italy, which now houses a perfume museum. The medieval Esteve pharmacy, located in Livia, a Catalan enclave close to Puigcerdà, is also now a museum dating back to the 15th century, keeping albarellos from the 16th and 17th centuries, old prescription books and antique drugs. The Republic of Venice was the first state with health modern policies which requires that the nature of the drug is public. Actually 13 secrets survive which were offered to sale to the Venetian Republic.